So, Rice, it's good to be back today because you're solving a big problem for the market. And I think there is a harsh reality for small and medium sized businesses today, like never before, because they're facing labor shortages, costs are rising, tariffs are coming. And there's all this uncertainty in small and medium sized businesses. I mean, big business too. But you created an international firm, an agency, an AI automation agency that helps companies solve a big problem. And you've been doing this for quite some time. And I recently joined you to launch here in the US, but I would love, Rice, to hear about why you have such a big purpose behind what you do, because I think business owners, leaders, entrepreneurs, anyone inside of a business that is responsible for their employees and for their future and for their profitability can take some of the things that you've created and the mission of Unisupport, you're the CEO of Unisupport, and what it does, how you could help those founders solve their big problems. And that's why I get so excited about Unisupport, about working with you and about launching in the US. So, Rice, maybe first, welcome, but maybe you could just tell your story a little bit because I'd love to hear your background and how you developed such a big why with Unisupport.
Thanks, Andy, for the introduction. That was a nice introduction. Let me begin with this. Unisupport was founded almost like 2 years ago. In June, it will be like 2 years ago. The reason why Unisupport was started was the gap we saw with not with automation yet, because we were starting as a company that was supporting customers with their website, with their applications, with their end products. So we were like a support company of level 2 and level 3. And what we saw in the meantime is the whole world was changing with AI. We saw that every customer, when you explain them about the solution, they were every time asking about this AI. So that was for us like a heads up that hey, we have to find out what this AI is, and we were no already aware about the AI as part of ChatGPT was starting, and all of these drones, robots that were being built. So we started to look at the market, the local market that was in Suriname, that is South America. What we saw there was a rise of AI over there, but not what we wanted to target. So at some point, I thought that I want to make. It was that time I now is we. At that time, I wanted to make a company that would not be a company that was just raised and started with 5, 6 employees. I wanted to have a company that would be providing support to in every country in the world globally, and we would not only help people, but we would also create solutions that would be helpful to people.
I know what I loved about your story when I first heard it was that you first had a big purpose, because I think to build a business, you need purpose, people, and process. You had a big purpose. Then you had to assemble a team to get the right people, which was
Yes.
awesome. And then you went international. Like you had connections in the UAE, European Union, South America, you've already mentioned. And so you started building this business internationally based on a big purpose and based on the people that you assembled, which I think is cool.
Yeah, and the hardest part from this is when we were starting the company and taking people on board. As you know, the most experienced and best developers, it's not that I'm looking down to other people, but most of those guys are based in India and those type of countries. So getting those people on board is not as simple as people think, because you have to do a background check on them. You have to purchase tools that are safe, because you don't want a customer to have their data open to anyone. So it was investing in tools and people, and also investing in a lot of security measures, because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to provide a safe and safe environment to the customer. And at that point, what I saw was that I was not reaching enough of those customers in Suriname as an example. So my dream and my vision has always been towards the US. especially how the US is fastly growing in these markets. And that is where I met you, and I think both of us has have the same thinking about this AI. And you are like a lot of you have a lot of experience more than me, so it's something I can also use as an opportunity to learn from. And I think that I didn't expect, I have to be, yeah, maybe people will be surprised for this, but I didn't expect the US that people were not aware of this AI automation things yet. I was shocked when I saw this, and I think you also saw it with me.
Well, so I mean, so my background is entrepreneurship, and I started a business in '07 and acquired one in 2017, and then acquired another one in 2020. And in that process, the whole transition has been taking something that is, an older industry, a laggard industry, and introducing new school tools to do and scale businesses faster. And the only thing that's changed is the tools. I mean, we all want to grow businesses. We all want to have freedom. I mean, it's written here. We all want to live our best lives. And I think entrepreneurship does that. But I think the tools have changed. And what a lot of folks aren't interested in doing is being open minded to that. But in 2022, I first got AI on my radar because we had acquired a little technology and we used machine learning to build that business out. Then we brought some AI components into it. And so I saw the opportunity about 2 years ago to build the bridge between technology and industry. And Unisupport was that bridge for me. And so when we found each other and met, and we've been talking for many months, and when I saw what you had done and how you had helped companies all over the world and the team you had assembled, I'm like, Rice, come look over here in the US. There are small and medium sized businesses who need you, who need Unisupports, who need us to help them modernize so that they can eliminate all these headaches, all these bottlenecks that could be solved with technology and automation, right?
Yeah, and I must before I continue, I didn't notice your background. It's quite nice with the full Unisupport banner there.
So you know it, but we launched kind of softly in the US a while back. And the first thing we did was we went to local trade shows and we were trying to gather customer feedback. What are your pain points? What are you dealing with? How are you thinking about automation and technology? And man, I got compliments, our whole team did, about how, I mean, these are our backdrops from the booth, right? But it was like, we had a line of people the whole time, man. It was awesome. And this was just a
Uh,
small, medium business show.
no, and I think the also what we have seen in the US happening is that some people, some customers also said that the AI implementation was a total disaster for them.
Yeah.
And I can understand them because let me say something about tech people are not good in administration. So sometimes you hire engineers, they implement everything you want, but documenting it, etc., is always a headache for technical people, etc. So yeah, I was really shocked to see that even today these projects that acquire a lot of money or expensive still fail in the US. So I
Well,
must say,
also, Rice, they don't know. Like the problem also is that you see online now that there are just tools for everything, right? Whether you're attracting your customer, you're building your nurture CRM in, you're converting them, whatever. There's all these tools, and people try to use those tools without maybe having a full understanding of them. I mean, we've helped customers in the US just take all of their systems and combine them together to talk to one another. Like just that one piece, and we didn't go and invent any AI, right? Like everybody throws around the word AI. We didn't invent nothing. We just used expertise to connect tools that already exist together to solve the pain point that the customer had. So it wasn't even a let's go invent something. It was just tying tools together.
yeah, and some most of the times that the customers have the correct tools, but the thing is they don't know how to use it. And I would say this moment the market is like a lot of tools. Every day people are making tools, but I would say it depends on your company what you need. Like you don't have to take every tool you see on the market on your company to use it because at some point you don't know what to use at what time. So as we already mentioned also on our website and all those content we post, we always say that we come in as a partner to you to do a free assessment where we
Mhm.
don't like charge you. Even the ongoing calls we have with the customers about the assessment or free calls, because we are not rushing for sending the invoice, getting the money, because we want to give the customers a solution that works.
Well, here's the thing I found, Rice, in this world, because I scour the entire world looking for the right people to assemble a team around as well. And you've got a lot of AI automation people who are like one person shows and they build a single use tool for their customer for a single pain point. And I don't think that that's the right approach. I don't think giving a tool to a customer to go use is the right approach. I think it's better to go find the problem, figure out which tool is the best one. Is it a hammer? Is it a Phillips head screwdriver? Is it a flathead screwdriver? To give that owner confidence that you can solve the real bigger problem. Because the partnership piece that you talked about is neat because once you get in and you see the bottleneck, you solve it with automation or tech or whatever it is, a tool. Then you can go to the next bottleneck because business building is not just a one time done thing. It's like truly a partnership. And that's why I think AI automation agencies are the marketing agencies of the future. Whereas marketing agencies would come in, help you figure out your marketing, advertising, and your SEO, and they were your partner for building your brand. I think AI automation agencies like Unisupport are companies that come in as your partner and help you build your business over time, modernize your business over time, one step at a time. Like you said, one easy step at a time.
Yeah, and also talking about marketing, was doing some experiments in the weekend where I was trying to build a tool that used ChatGPT, used all the social media connections, and I used the dashboard where I try to connect the data. So I can schedule them. I'm just finishing it up where it will automatically schedule and send posts. So what happens nowadays is, let me say we make this tool, we launch it. What happens is customers that will need this type of tools, they will purchase it. But some customers that don't need these marketing tools, having them in their company, at the end of the day, when they purchase it, they will give you as a feedback. It's a disaster because it's not needed inside the company. And
Right.
we as Unisupports, we do it like a study on the customers.
Yeah, it truly is. Well, let me also say, I know what else you worked on over the weekend, or at least up until the weekend, because it launched on Friday. It was the website. So I know part of the launching in the US endeavor was launching the brand itself. And I know you were instrumental in architecting the brand of the website itself, and leading the team to get that completed. So why don't you show us some snippets? I'd love to hear like some of your thoughts around the website and how you came up with it and what you dreamed for it and what the purpose it has for a small and medium sized business in the US who's struggling with labor or processes or inefficiencies or manual hand to hand people doing stuff. Like how do you envision the website playing into that?
So I will share the website also so that people can see it. So what we have built as a website, let me say most of the work has been done by Andy and me because at some point I wanted the website to be done in 2 days, and you cannot use humans as robots. So at some point I removed it, and Andy match helped with the texting, etc. So we rushed it really fast, and I must say it went very good. So let me share my screen to show the website. Do you see it, Andy?
I got it, brother.
Okay, perfect. So this is the new website of Unisupports. As you can see over here, we are unlocking the future with automation. We are not talking about AI because I say in normal people terms, AI, they don't understand what AI is. We are doing automation. Now, and AI is part of automation. And as you can see, we have like our slider over here with different pictures from the Atlanta
Our
seminar
trade
where
shows that we went to.
yeah, trade show. and we will keep updating it. We also have information about the partners who trust us, and we have our solutions. So machine learning, we also had a podcast about machine learning. So everyone that needs machine learning technology in the company, we can help them. We can help them with future ready innovations, any innovation that you want to have in your company for any type of business. We are there to help you. We have some solutions that are ready made or can be made on request for companies to be implemented. But the main and important thing is we don't leave you. When we sell you a software or a tool or a implementation, any kind of those things, train everyone in the company, or let me say, we train the people who are needed to be trained. But after that, we're not done. We are still there as a partner for US company to come back to us and get yourself trained. And Andy, maybe you want to say something about the training part because I think that is one of your strongest points.
It's what I'm most excited about because I think right now the knowledge gap around. I mean, you said like AI gets thrown around because it's hot right now, but like, what even is AI? Most people don't know that, and so being able to say and educate a normal person like me, like you, like everyone else is, I think, the really fun part. And like I talked to my brother-in-law a few days ago, and he was telling me that his mom, my mother-in-law, was interested in AI and she was trying to learn about it. And we're just regular people, and these systems are changing so quickly. Being able to get ahead on the forefront with people who actually know what they're talking about is why I love this. Like I tell people all the time, like I did not get good grade in computer programming in my engineering program. Like I just didn't do well at that. But being able to try to get the right people to assemble a team who understand the product, who understand how to keep it safe, and then be able to educate a business owner who knows their thing, right? Is the
Yeah.
unlock. And that again goes back to freedom because then it's a we versus an I, right?
Yeah, and I must say, freedom is something everyone wants because at the end of the day, you can have like multiple businesses making a lot money, but you don't have any freedom. So that's not something we want. We want freedom. So as you see on the website, we also explain how we work with consultation. We make assessment from there, and from there we do a custom automation development if needed. If you already have the tools in your company, we can use those tools and go to the implementation support phase. So you have part of the customers, and you have also when you go below, you will from here on you can also go to get started. You will see how to get in touch with us. You can mention your name, email address, subject, and message, and we will get back to you. We also have published our social media icons over here, so you can go and subscribe and also follow us over there. We have a part about the services also, where you can read a little bit more about the services we have. And also we have a part about the company, a little bit about how it happened, what our vision is, our story, and how many companies we have helped to transform, and how many experience we have, and how everything got started. So I would say go and check out our website. We will place it in the link of this video on YouTube so that you can view it. And over here also are the co-founders mentioned where the link with the LinkedIn link. So yeah, I would say guys go and check out this website. And also I would say that someone is interested in these type of websites. Sometimes what happens with companies is that when someone reaches to you out, they will go and find your website because that is a main thing. And when they see your website, like we had a website before that was good for a SaaS company. That was a fully SaaS informative website. At this point, we adjusted it with a little bit more about the automation part so that, people who are not tech savvy, they can understand what's about.
My favorite part of this whole journey is being able to go into a business, understand the pain points, and then assemble a solution, the right tools that solve that pain point. Like that's my favorite part. But Rice, where's your favorite part in the whole thing? Is it developing the technology stack? Is it leading the programmers and the computer team that you have? Is it talking to the initial customer and helping them understand their pain points? Where do you, because I know you're very fond of the customers. What's your favorite part?
So I think over the years, I think every part, what I like most is when you start with the first assessment with a customer, then you will have someone who is sometimes they are not happy because they have an issue in the company, they have a gap somewhere where they cannot find. That makes it makes a little bit it's a little bit tough for us to go and find out what the gap is in a company where we don't have access to, we don't know the background of the company, we have only some data and some workflows. I must say that is interesting because from there on, the thing that you put on paper, the flows, if it's wrong, it will have its endpoint where it will fail because the
Mm-hmm.
developers will create what you have designed. And I think the designing part of it and developing is something I really like. And also, what's also nice to see is when at the end you provide a customer with a solution they wanted to have. That gives you a good feeling because I say you can give a solution to a customer, send your invoice, finalize the deal, you're done. No, because let me say the solution is not what the customer wanted. The same customer is going everywhere and is going to complain about your company, and that is a really mess to like clean your name again.
Why is that? Why is that? Because they're not. Because is it the want versus need? You give them what they want, and then you can find what they need and give them what they need to solve the problem.
Yeah, because you know what I see nowadays? I have seen it like with some companies. The customer, let me say, at this moment, they have a problem with they have a travel company and they have a problem with their support. What
Mm-hmm.
they do, they build in an AI agent, they give it to the customer using the current knowledge base. But sometimes they don't keep in mind that what will happen if the question the customer is asking is not in a knowledge base. What is
Yeah.
the procedure from there on? So what you will get customers of that customer of us going on social media and writing about that company. Let me say the company is Andy's travel agency. The customers writing on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Andy's travel agency support is a zero. They never respond. They use a bot, and that customer of us know that Andy's travel, when someone asks him, who did implement this for you? He will say Unisupport. And from there on, you will get a bad name. So I would advise what we do is when we apply the solution for you, we try to stay a month till 2 months with you closely to monitor how it's going because you can make the best solution, but at some point, if people don't understand how to use it, it will fail.
And you need to garbage in, garbage out, right? That's the whole thing with ChatGPT or any of these AI tools people are using is garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out.
It's the same like when you go to the doctor. When you do operation, it's not that you're done. You have to come back for
Yep.
consultation. You need to check the wound. So what we do is we say to you that hey, you work with us, we give you like 2 months support in the package. Support where we are closely we're talking with you, and what we do is we are not sending, let me say, first line engineers to you to talk with you after the project's implemented. Even if we are not available at some time, there will be like project managers, people from a higher level to communicate with you. Because I have also seen it with some softwares where once you purchase it and you have an issue, it's like 7 working days to wait for a response of the company. And it is not something we are doing.
No, no, it's a very interesting time to be building businesses right now with all the different opportunities we
Yes.
have to move faster, to do things better, and to do things in kind of a new way. I was talking to a customer last week, and they were explaining their biggest challenge when they started working with us was overcoming the mindset of change, because you hear technology, you hear innovation, you hear tools, it scares a lot of people because they've done something their certain way their entire life. And when you come in and you start saying automation and tools and things, it gets scary. And the mindset around being open-minded to change was step number one. Like for them, that was step number one. And once they did that, then you can giddy up and go find the bottleneck and see if you can solve that with automation, technology, innovation, and then the next one, and then the next one. But I think that's the biggest challenge right now in the US market is that open mindedness to change. Then it's finding the pain points. But first, it's that stretch. And I think that's the forward looking companies of tomorrow will be looking to modernize to get a competitive advantage and scale faster with these new school tools versus the ones that ignore them and will potentially keep a blind eye to technology. I mean, here you and I are shooting a YouTube video where we're just two guys trying to talk shop essentially, and we didn't have this 10 years ago. Social media changed. That's why marketing agencies came. Now technology has changed. Now you have automation agencies that are coming onto the map, and being able to serve customers and help them transition through that, especially now in today's times, is really really fun, and I find a lot of freedom in that because it helps other businesses find freedom.
Yeah, and I would also say that if we are looking at the future that is coming, and most companies at this time, because you have a lot of recessions going on, like of some of the industries, companies are trying to keep the cost a little bit lower of expenses. So I would say that an investment in automation can be for long term. Like if you automate a lot of your services, like administration, even if you want to automate, let me say, let's remove the administration part. Someone says that, hey, I have like 10 security guards in my company to keep an eye on how many people are coming in my company, how many people are going, and I want to have like in this area only these three people allowed. No worries, you can have CCTV systems using the correct tools installed with the software, and that can do it. Like if you're using 10 security guards for that, you can have like five to do the same job. So I would say automation is not only in office. Automation is everywhere. Even in your car, if you're driving your car at this moment, you have like you can say to your car, hey, turn on the music for me or play this song for me, and they do it for you. So yeah, everywhere automation is coming in.
That's what a lot of leaders may not understand is just how much they're already using AI and automation and tools and yet they're still reluctant to put it into their business. And I think that's the shift, right? They're already using it. Open mindedness to trying it out in the business and seeing is an unlock for many industries and many businesses. Definitely the train is coming.
And some people are maybe scared that when using AI, they maybe lose power, or some people are afraid of losing their jobs. But I would say, even without AI, people are losing their jobs. It can be different factors like recession. It can be that companies are going bankrupt. So
Competitors coming in that
yes,
do use tools and have
yes,
innovated.
correct, correct. So I would not give AI the pointing finger that AI is going to remove people. I would say if you don't let, and if you can remember the time Microsoft found out the first computer came from Microsoft with their MS DOS operating system. The people who didn't move from that point till now working with the computer, they are having issues when COVID pandemic came. Someone who didn't know how to turn on a laptop. So if that person lost her job because of not knowing how to use a computer, you cannot blame the computer for that. You have to blame yourself because you were not educating yourself.
Spot on, brother. Spot on. I think that's why education is such a fun and impactful piece of what Unisupport does to me, because it helps. It's one of the four tiers of what Unisupport does, and it's the biggest one because you can create the most impact. And that's why, yeah, full circle. That's why I love that piece.
Yeah, and I think also very soon in a pipeline we have also some seminars coming up where we will be talking about is AI with a bigger audience there. So we are investing in education of people because we know what will happen in these coming months. And also, if you look at the market at this time, if you see China has announced their Manos AI, something
But
that
yeah,
came
I read about
out.
that. Yeah.
Um, it's a quite nice tool, works quite fast, etc. So at this point, I'm seeing that Copilot is going to have some changes. So everyone is trying to be the best, to give the best at the end, because also if you see Andy on the investment side, a lot of people are investing on these AI companies because they know these companies will be the future.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's why.
it's it's the way everything's going, right? Absolutely.
So yeah, if you're not there yet or you're still thinking about do I have to move with AI automation? Yes, you have to move with AI automation. It's not that you have to automate everything in your life, because some things in life will stay old school. But if you can automate your work, it will make your life. And one more thing, I was yesterday I was reading some news, and you know what I found on a news site was someone in the US was hired as a developer in a very high position,
Yep.
and that guy every week he delivered the targets, the KPI. He was in the company known as a best developer. He got bonus, everything. So what happened one day, the company hired a firm to do a IT audit. So when they did the IT audit, what they found was that this guy hired a Chinese firm to do his job for him, where he got like 100K a year. He paid the firm like K, and the guys from the firm developed all the software, all the tools, which he sent to his boss as he had built it. So at the other, they found out that that happened. So in this, you can say, okay, he worked smart, but yeah, that was not smart. That was like, so if instead the guy got himself educated and schooled and this type of stuff, he wouldn't lose his job.
I don't know how to think about that. I think on one hand, it's very interesting. The guy had basically built a little business. On the other hand, it was maybe a little shady because he was representing himself as an employee. But that's interesting. I didn't hear that. That's interesting. That's a dude. That's the world it's coming to. I had somebody tell me something about like my parents. They grew up. They got jobs, and we went to college to get a job. We went to the university to get a job. Now, man, the young people don't think about jobs. They think about revenue streams. You know, and it's interesting. I mean, that in itself is a change that you can either ignore and say it's wrong, or be open minded to it and figure out how to think about it. It's interesting. There's a lot of. I mean, that's a neat story.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult for, especially for parents these days, to decide between these two things. But I would say education is important, because you need to know how to write, how to read. You need to know your history, your English has to be good, etc. So, like I left school at some part. I told my mom that I'm not interested going to school. I want to study IT, and I was sent. I done a like a exam, and I passed it. So without the high school degree, I could go to that school. It was a bachelor education program, but at that same time, I got a job as a junior IT engineer. So what
Okay.
happened was I started to see money, and I was thinking, do I have to go to school at 5 o'clock in the evening? No. I will work extra. I will make twice I will get when I have the degree. So at some point, I just went a month. My parents paid a lot of money. I just stopped, and I went working, educating myself. The issue is maybe I was a little bit lucky that things went good for me. But at some point, if maybe I didn't have the opportunity to work for some big companies and get like education from them, knowledge from them, maybe at this point I would have been struggling to find a job and maybe not having the knowledge. So I would advise people go to school as much as you can, because if one day the startup, your company goes bankrupt, you lose it, you can still go and get a job to feed yourself, pay your bills, etc. So keep educating, but use the tools to make your life easier.
Be a continuous learner. I love that. Yeah, that's exactly right. Just always be learning. And I agree with you on education. I think it is, and I think you learn through education. I think you learn through experience, and that's the that's the other side of the coin that we've been through is having that experience to be able to go and help others is accelerate, not fall in the same pitfalls, not make the same mistakes that you make as you're coming on this journey of entrepreneurship and building businesses and all that. It's a journey. Well, Rice, this has been fun, man. This was a good one. I'm
Yeah, man.
excited that we're partnered up to do this in the U.S. I'm excited to be helping other small and medium sized businesses. I'm excited to frame it up around freedom. I think that's a cool
Let's
little
hope
thing.
one day these banners will be in every country and everywhere, because we have seen people reaching out from other countries to us, and uh, some of those partnerships we need to figure out how we can help them. And if you don't want to jump into a lot of markets, you want to have like focusing on first one. But I think, Andy, that Unisupports in starting with the US, we will make a big difference for everyone.
Well, Rice, even in 2007, my business partner, first business partner, co-founder, was from Europe. He was from the Netherlands, and we did business worldwide with two guys starting a business in two different countries. And nowadays, we can do business worldwide in 24/7, real time, all over the world through. I mean, I'm on a Discord channel with a bunch of people from all over the world talking about writing and talking about organization, and it's just crazy. So we live in a fun time to be part of this ecosystem that's coming out.
We have some nice tools we can use, and we can be in any country of the world and have our meetings, doing our works, checking our works. So yeah, what do we want more as human beings if we can have that freedom? Even you can have the freedom who is watching us, but it depends on you what you want to do.
Yeah, and two, when you get that freedom, you have to realize that you've been busy working 18 hours a day for so long. Now, what
Yeah,
you gonna do with the time? And I think that's a big be. So there's freedom, and then there's being ready for freedom, right?
yes. You need to know how you're going to handle the freedom, because some people, what happens with them, like the lifestyle I live is we have people working for us, but not like we're meeting them in the office daily and those type of things.
Hmm.
But some people cannot handle those type of things. Some people need to talk in person to people, otherwise they get frustrated.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
it depends on who you are, and I think the new generation that is coming up is a generation that wants to have that freedom.
Yeah, I mean, freedom for me is being able to work from wherever you want in the world, right? Like I can go to the coffee shop and I can go to my local Cuban coffee shop. I can go to Europe. I can go to South America, wherever, Mexico, it doesn't matter. And you still can be productive. And that's fun. That's freedom. Business is fun, right? And so,
That's something that we have to be very happy that we got that opportunity. No, because years ago people had to fly to that country, to that country, to this country, having meetings, and on the phone it was not possible because it would be like a lot of expensive to be talking on the phone directly. So if we got these tools nowadays, even if you are not a business owner, you are just someone sitting at home who wants to get some extra money, and YouTube is yours. You can go on YouTube, you can search how to earn some money using like any type of Upworks, Fiverr, those type of website, doing your thing.
man, I'm part of a AI automation agency group that in December had 60,000 members. Now it's got 120,000 members. And it's mostly people of the age 15 years old to 24 years old who are learning a thing and launching businesses. Yes, you can do anything you can put your mind to nowadays if
Yes.
you unlock the limits that people put on themselves. 100% sure.
Yeah, so I'm happy today with the podcast again, Andy. And I would say again, everyone who is watching, you can always subscribe to our social media channels and like or send us a like so that we know that you guys like the content. And don't forget to check the link in the description of the website of us. Go and view it. If you have like maybe some suggestions, you can always send it to us. And yeah, we're always happy to get you guys feedback. So thank you,
You nailed
Andy,
it.
and I must say, give me like a month to 2 months. I think a month and a half more, and I will also have that Unisupport shirt with everything at the back coming soon. So
Yes. Yes. Our whole team has it here in the US and they're rock stars. So definitely. Rice, this was fun,
nice.
brother. Thank you for bringing the heat as always. And cheers to launching Unisupports. Cheers to the new website, and cheers to helping some folks find freedom on their journey as owners, business leaders, and entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Andy. And I must say the same words goes also for you. I say every time that at the end, when you start with something, it's I, but at the end, when you start to grow it and you're going to achieve something higher, it's going to be we. So working together with you, going for the goal we have. It's going to be a tough time, stressful time, but I know that the experience we both share is a good combination of a powerhouse that people need to have nowadays. So we're going for something great.
It's going to be fun. All right, brother, man. Thanks,
Have a good
Rice. Till
one.
next time. Bye.
Bye bye.